Welcome to Bothell Beat, a show about what's happening around the city of Bothell. We're here at the beautiful Stipek Park, and in this episode, we're going to talk with Councilmember Bill Evans. We're going to learn more about the recreation programs offered through the city of Bothell. We'll get a close-up look at the city budget, and we'll get to visit Bothell's history through a look at Red Brick Road Park. But first, we're going to learn how to be a great pet owner in Bothell. And who better to tell you all about it than your dog?
Hi, this is your dog speaking. You're already a great pet owner, and I love you for it. But there are a few things I'd like to tell you about owning me that I'll pass along right after I chase this squirrel. Never mind. I'm on a leash. Good call. I was going to tell you that you can get fined if I'm off leash and running around, and I'm definitely not supposed to be loose in a park or a playground, but apparently you already knew that. You probably also know that I'm supposed to be nice. I can't threaten people or be vicious, and I'm not supposed to bark a whole bunch and annoy the neighbors. Sometimes I forget, so thanks for reminding me. But you know I'm supposed to be licensed, right? Yep. Licensing is required for all dogs and cats 8 weeks and older in Bothell. Purchasing a license and attaching it to your pet's collar is one of the most important things you can do as a responsible pet owner. Displaying a current license tag on my collar makes it easy for animal control officers and shelter employees to quickly locate you, my owner, when I'm lost. It could be my ticket home, and it's also the law. So, how do you get a license? I asked Bothell Animal Control Officer Deborah Murdoch about it, and here's what she told me.
Hi, I'm Deborah Murdoch, Animal Control Officer with the City of Bothell. You can license your pet 3 different ways: online, in person, or by mail. In person at City Hall or online at www.petdata.com. And select Bothell from the Customer Service drop-down menu. To license by mail, simply mail a copy of applicable documentation along with your check payable to City of Bothell, to Bothell Animal Licensing, care of Pet Data, P.O. Box 141929, Irving, Texas 75014. A pet can also be licensed in person at Bothell City Hall. Bothell City Hall is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Proof of rabies is required to license your pet through the City of Bothell. As of this year, the state of Washington requires that all dogs, cats, and ferrets have up-to-date rabies vaccines. The City of Bothell encourages spaying and neutering your pets. For a list of low-cost spay and neuter clinics, contact PAWS at 425-787-2500. License fees for sterilized pets over 6 months of age are $30 for 1 year. Licenses for unsterilized pets over 6 months of age are $60. Juvenile pets 8 weeks old to 6 months of age are eligible for juvenile pet license, which is $15 and is valid for 6 months from the date of issue. For senior citizens age 65 or older, Bothell offers a lifetime license for pets that have been spayed or neutered. Seniors may license their altered pets for $15 per pet for up to 3 pets.
So, I get my license and a fancy piece of jewelry for my collar that will help identify me if I get lost. All the cool dogs are wearing them. So, you buy the license, and where does the money go? Tell them, Deborah.
The fees paid for by pet licensing go towards a number of services which include field response, resources for nuisance animals, sheltering services, education, better customer service. And remember, licensed pets are held up to 10 days at PAWS versus 72 hours for unlicensed pets. For more information, you can contact me at the City of Bothell.
It sounds like a pretty good deal to me. What do you say? How about we get a license for me, your favorite dog? I feel positively underdressed without one. And if I ever get lost, I want to find you again because, hey, I know when I've got a good thing.
Thank you to Officer Murdoch and our canine friend for that great information. Earlier this morning, I met with Councilmember Bill Evans in our regular series to get to know your city council better. I'm here with Councilmember Bill Evans, and we're here at Stipek Park, just off 242nd, right here in Bothell. And we're getting to know our city council member better. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Joy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Thanks for meeting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how long have you lived in Bothell?
So we've been here since 1974. Moved here from Utah, and I've really enjoyed being here with our family.
So, Bill, what inspired you to become a council member?
Well, we were living in an area, a neighborhood, and there were some zoning changes going on and some road improvements proposed and those type of things. And having worked in local government for many years, I wanted to be aware of what was going on and be involved and participate. So I started attending council meetings, and it just went on from there. And eventually I ran for city council.
And how many terms have you served now?
I'm in my second term now, and it goes quickly. Not as quickly as you'd like sometimes, but it does go quickly overall. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Great. What issues are most important to you?
Well, this has been such a family-oriented community, and I just really want to see it stay that way. But obviously, our downtown is exciting. We're working on that. But the important things are public safety. Certainly our roads, the improvements we have in the city, but as you know, an important thing to me is parks and recreation, and I believe that parks and recreation is a real important element of our quality of life in our community. So I'm hoping that we can continue to add to our park system, increase it. We have a great park system now, a lot of great programs and things, but I've seen what parks and recreation can do for a community and how it can bring people together. So I'm hoping to continue to build on what we have and do more in parks and recreation.
So when you're not being a council member, what else do you do with your life?
Well, my life is my family pretty much. I have 3 children that are grown, and 2 of us are married, and we have 7 granddaughters that we enjoy very much. We do a lot together as a family, and a lot of camping and outdoor activities and things, and just enjoy being together as a family, enjoying the kids and things. And we really enjoy playing with them and going out and doing things.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody who wanted to be more active in the Bothell community?
Well, there are so many opportunities, and you hear people talking about the city and things, and I think it's just so important. I know people are busy with their families and things, but it is so important to be involved in what's going on in your community. Your community is whatever you want to make it, whatever you want to help build. And so I think being involved in our boards and commissions, even volunteering in various city activities, it just keeps you involved and aware. And we certainly like to hear from the public at our council meetings, and what are the issues, what can we do better, what are the needs, that type of thing. So anywhere from volunteering to being on a board and commission, I think there's just a lot of opportunities for people to be involved in their community. And I think that's really important that we are involved that way.
Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you so much for meeting with me today and for letting us get to know you better.
Well, I've enjoyed it. Thank you for having me, and really enjoyed being involved here.
Okay. To learn more about our city council, as well as to learn more about Stipec Park, go to the city's website at www.ci.bothell.wa.us. Councilmember Evans mentioned the parks that we have in Bothell. There's some great parks. There are also some great recreation programs. To learn more about those programs, we talked to Pat Parkhurst of Bothell Recreation.
Hi, I'm Pat Parkhurst, Recreation Manager for the City of Bothell, and welcome to the Park of Bothell Landing. The City of Bothell's recreation services offers a wide variety of recreation programs for the community. We do everything from Zumba to hot hula to swing dance, Kids Love Soccer, Skyhawk sports camps, and all your community events. Safe Halloween will be coming up real soon, and you can trick or treat on Main Street. And that's a free event that's sponsored by the local businesses as well as the City of Bothell. This is a great time of the year when now the kids are back in school, Mom and Dad, for you to get up, get out, and get moving. Some of the recreation classes we have going this fall are Zumba. Zumba is a great way to get out and get moving at your own pace. Our instructor, Amy Larson, takes it nice and easy for you. You can make it as hard or as easy as you like. She also offers hot hula, not to be confused with hot yoga. Hot hula gets those large muscles moving, and you're doing that to Polynesian beat. We also have Education to Go. This program is all online. You can take any number of classes. There's everything from how to use that new digital camera you bought, how to brush up on some of those computer classes like Excel and any of the Microsoft programs. Or maybe you're looking for your family tree information. Genealogy is another class that we offer. So check that out. All of these classes are on the city's website at www.ci.bothell.wa.us. And not to be forgotten are the kids. We have dance classes. We have Kids Love Soccer, which teaches kids how to play soccer in a non-competitive way. They learn all those basic skills so that then they can move on to competitive soccer. We have kids programs for junior high kids. Our ever popular junior high gym night, which is offered at Frank Love Elementary School on Monday evenings. This is a free program and is sponsored by Uncle Pizza's Pizza, who provides free pizza every Monday night. Kids can come and hang out, play some basketball, or just visit with their friends. If you're looking for more information or you want to sign up for a class with us, you can always drop by the Park of Bothell Landing to the Lytle House. The Lytle House is the blue house down in the park, and that's where our offices are, and you can register with us there, or you can register online. Fall is a great time for you to get out, get up, and get moving, and come on down to the Park of Bothell Landing.
There are many parks in Bothell, active parks, passive parks, and there are even historic parks, as we'll see coming up next as we learn more about the Red Brick Road Park.
All that remains of the once 4-mile-long Bothell Lake Forest Park Highway, also known as Bothell Boulevard, is just 2/10 of a mile of a 2-lane red brick road off State Route 522 near the Wayne Golf Course. This portion of the brick road provides an idea of what the route looked like originally, when horse-drawn carriages and early automobiles were common vehicles. The Red Brick Road Park has recently been improved as part of the Wayne Curve project and is a wonderful place for a stroll and a visit to a bit of Bothell history. Prior to the completion of the Bothell Lake Forest Park Highway in May 1913, the primary means of transportation for early Bothell settlers was by boat, up the Squaw Slough. The completion of the highway as the first paved road around northern end of Lake Washington was the community's transition from horse-drawn to automobile transportation. It represents an important component of Bothell's early transportation network and development. A wagon road already existed to Seattle as an outgrowth of early logging activities, but it was insufficient for automobile traffic. The first automobile appeared in Bothell in 1906 and sparked a search for a suitable type of permanent pavement. King County officials decided to experiment with bricks on the 4-mile stretch from Lake Forest Park to Bothell. The necessary gravel came from a pit at Kenmore, and trainloads of vitrified bricks from Renton were deposited at a site near Swamp Creek. The bricks were laid in stretcher bond, up on their narrow side lengthwise, offset by half-brick lengths, and were placed by the hands of scores of immigrant laborers, many of them Greeks and Italians. A celebration in May 1913 called Good Roads Day marked the completion of the Red Brick Road. It became possible to drive from Seattle to Bothell in 55 minutes. Regular bus service soon followed with an hourly schedule to Everett. The road enhanced the growth and development of Bothell and Kenmore. However, brick highways proved to be hazardous in wet weather, and the Red Brick Road was allowed to deteriorate. In 1934, a 4-lane pavement was laid over most of the bricks. Today, State Route 522 connects Seattle to its northeastern suburbs and has covered over most of the original route of the Red Brick Road. The state route is about 25 miles long and is still sometimes called the Red Brick Road. Rebuilt and expanded after World War II, it remained a connector from downtown to Seattle through to Redmond until construction of Interstate 5. When its origination point moved several miles north along that freeway into Roosevelt neighborhood of Seattle. Where this old brick road has deteriorated, it has been paved over with asphalt. Where bricks remained uncovered, they are in good repair and were designated as a City of Bothell landmark in 1966. For additional information about the designated landmarks in the City of Bothell, please visit the city's website at www.ci.bothell.wa.us and search for landmarks.
Next, we'll look at how a city budget works and how it affects you. A city budget for someone who doesn't love numbers can seem a little dry or even just plain confusing. But a city's budget is much more than numbers. It's what determines how the taxes you pay will be used, what kind of services you'll receive, and what kind of projects will be built. Things like how many people are at the ready to respond to crime or emergencies, how well your parks, streets, sewer systems are maintained, and much more are all determined when the City Council sets the budget. That budget will then determine the direction of the city. Like many cities, the City of Bothell puts together a biennial budget, or a budget that covers 2 years. Planning for future budgets is an ongoing process, but gets into full swing during the fall just before the next 2-year period begins. City staff members look at all expenses and revenues and prepare documents based on the recommendations. Those documents are then reviewed by the City Council over the course of several meetings. The City Council has the ultimate authority over the city budget, with the exception of those components of the budget that are restricted by law. Just like any budget for a business or for a household, there is money that comes in and money that goes out. Let's first look at the money that comes into the city, or revenues. Where does all the money come from to pay for the services that a city provides? Money can come from many sources. For Bothell, the primary sources of revenue are property tax, sales tax, and utility tax. Revenue also comes from license and permits, state and federal grants, and other sources. It is important to note that when a homeowner pays their property tax bill, or when you pay sales tax in a city, not all of the money you pay goes to that city. In fact, it is actually a relatively small portion of those taxes that go to a city. Of the approximately 9.5 cents for every dollar that people pay in sales tax in Bothell, less than a penny goes to the City of Bothell. Likewise, when you pay your property tax bill, less than 20% of that goes to the City of Bothell. Like any business, revenue is impacted when the economy is good and when the economy is bad. Having revenue come in from several sources can help buffer the impact. However, when it doesn't, that means that what a city spends must change in order to balance the budget. Which brings us to the other side of the ledger, expenses. A city's expenses are divided between capital or infrastructure projects and the services a city provides. Capital or infrastructure projects are often the big projects you might see in a road or park. These projects help maintain and improve the bones of the city to keep it running smoothly. In Bothell, roughly 2/5 of the budget is devoted to capital projects. The next largest portion, 1/5 of the budget, is dedicated to fire and police services. The rest is divided between utilities, parks and recreation, tourism, community development, and the administration of the city. It is important to note that the law restricts the way that certain funds are spent. Most capital funds cannot be spent on ongoing services. It's much like household expenses. For example, if you were to get a windfall of money from something that was a rare event, such as a garage sale, it wouldn't be wise to use that money for something you would have to pay for month after month, since you couldn't count on that money coming in every month. Cities must also budget according to what are ongoing revenues and what are one-time revenues. So, with so many important decisions to get made, how can citizens get involved? The best way is to contact the City Council members who represent you and let them know what your priorities are. You can also attend council meetings, particularly during budget deliberations, and let your thoughts known during the time set aside for citizens to speak. You can also stay updated on the budget process by watching council meetings right here on BCTV or on the city's website. Both prior year and draft budget documents are posted to the city's website as they become available. For further information, please go to www.ci.bothell.wa.us or call the Finance Department at 425-486-6250. Thanks for watching this edition of Bothell Beat. For more information on any of the subjects covered in this show, please visit the city's website at www.ci.bothell.wa.us. And while you're there, sign up for Bothell e-News to get regular updates about what's happening around Bothell. See you next time on Bothell Beat.